Hello friends, and today this video about to share with you about the Labouchere strategy in practice, about how to use the Labouchere strategy on the Baccarat table and how to make money from it. I will give you the example. I will give you about the good thing, about the benefit and the drawback, about the limitation of the Labouchere strategy. For myself, from my experience, this strategy is work really well, really good. But like any other strategy, everything have limitation in yourself, in that stuff. So for me, this strategy is work quite well when you win so many hands in a row, or you win and lose, win and lose. This work quite alright. But if you keep on losing 4-5 hands in a row, the strategy is the worst. You better not to use this strategy. It's gonna kill you. This strategy is gonna kill you. You're gonna take all your money if you use this strategy, if you keep on losing. So that's why I told all you guys that if you lose 4 or 5 hands in a row, you better stop playing and stop everything and start thinking about do you do something wrong? You bet against the dragon, or you bet against the ping pong, or you do something not right, or are they cheating, something like that. All right, let's start a little bit. So basically, the strategy is asked you to decide how much you want to win first, and then you need to place the bet. And whether you win or lose, you have to follow the Labouchere strategy. For myself, the people who successful with this strategy is the people who follow the Labouchere strategy. If you want to win with this strategy, you have to follow the rule. You better not to against the rule, because someone they use this strategy, and between the hand, I think oh, this one he gonna win for sure. He all win. So that's a stupid way. If you want to make money with the strategy, you have to follow the strategy. I know you say oh, but this one I'm sure. It's gambling. It's gambling. It's nothing 100%. It's nothing 100%. It just sometimes it's more than 50% chance to win. That's it. It's no 100% win. Impossible. Unless you're cheating. So yeah, remember, first thing you need to do is set your target and then follow the strategy. Don't break it. Don't break a rule. Just follow strategy. That's it. And don't don't greedy too much. If you greedy too much, you're gonna get a big punishment from the Baccarat table. From experience, it's always true. If you're cheating, if you greedy too much, you get a punishment from the table. That's the truth. I don't know why. And one thing about the magic about the Baccarat is every time you're about to win, almost 1,000 already. I don't know, $900 already. My goodness, I never reached 1,000, only 900 something. That's true. You have to. For myself, from my experience, you better stop playing when you reach your when you almost reach your target. Maybe 80% of your target or 90% of your target. You better stop. Don't keep going. Don't keep until you reach your target, because this one is gambling. It's not investing. It's not the business. It's not like the business. It's just a gambling. The gambling is something that you can't predict. You can't predict exactly about the result, about the future, but you can just predict the possibility. You predict the chance to win. That's it. That's what you can do. It's a gambling. You can't do anything. Just to remind you not to over the moon too much. All right, let's look on example. So in this script, because so many people still confusing, or maybe not most of you guys, but some of you guys a bit confusing about this strategy. So that's why I make this script. I'm gonna show you the first example. I show you just a basic example, but the second one I will show you about what happened if you lose 4 or 5 hands in a row, and about the benefit of the Labouchere strategy. Alright, let's start with the first strategy. If you would sell, I would like 10 chips. You would like 10 chips, alright. So the first thing you need to do is you need this table. You can use an Excel file, or you can print it out, or even you can draw by your hand 5 columns. That's it, 5 columns. So the first thing you need, the first column is the hand. Is it important? I need to write that down? Yes. I would say yes. So this hand gonna give you a sequence which gonna make you not confused about the hands, and also the hands. This column gonna give you the feedback about how you do well or not well on the first hand, second hand, third hand, on the shoe, And still, someone asked me like, do I need to bet like, every single hand from start to the end and have a look at the result? No, you don't need to do that. So whenever you bet, you only bet on the hand that you're sure that you're about to win. You like, you think that, oh, you got more than 50% chance to win on that hand, then you place the bet. If you're not sure, if you don't know, don't place the bet. Like if you want to use the strategy, trying to use a strategy about what I gave you before, don't bet every single hand. Try to find the golden line. Try to find the pattern on the graph, or even look on the shiny thing, all the prediction, the Macau, everything first. Then you decide which side you're about to bet. You're about to bet on the player or the banker. Alright. So let's get to the point, like about the Labouchere strategy. So you want to win 10 chips, right? I said yes. Then what you need to do is spread the chip. You spread the chip into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Depends on yourself, it doesn't matter. Whatever when you adding up all the number here, you have to be 10, or have to be the number that you decide you want to win. Then the number of chips that you're about to bet is the first number of the sequence plus the last number of the sequence. In this case, 1 plus 2 is 3. Then if you lose, right? What you do? You bring the number of chips that you just lose to the back of the sequence, the same sequence, and follow the same. So in this case, 1 plus 3 is 4. If you lose again, bring the 4 at this sequence. You see, whenever you lose like 3 hands in a row, it's about like, oh my goodness, start not good now, right? 3 hands, you lose like 12 chips already. I try not to be too fast, alright? So maybe a bit boring, sorry about that. Lose again, right? Being a last number up here. And the same, 5 plus 1 is 6. You bet 6 chips. And you win. And you win. Whenever you win, you cut the first number and the last number out. So it's going to be like this. The first number and last number. And you follow the strategy, which is press the bet by adding up the first number and last number, 6 chips. Lose again, bring a 6 back down. 2 plus 6 is 8, bet 8 chips. You win, cut the first number and last number. You win again, first number, last number out. 3, 3, 6, lose again, adding 6 to the last. And now you press 9 chips, yes. That's it, that's the strategy, Alright, so let's have a look about the next level. I show you why this strategy doesn't work on the 4 chips or above. Alright, so in this part of the video, I will show you about how to apply the Labouchere strategy on your Baccarat table. Alright, let's start. So the first thing you need to do is you need to write down the 5 columns. The first column I'm going to show you the hands. So this is, for me, I think it's important. So it's tell you like which hand you do well, which hand you do quite not well. The second one is the betting step. So this one is in other words, it's a Labouchere strategy. The next one is the bet. So this one is how many chips you about to press the bet. The fourth one is result, win or lose. You can like W, L, or even the check and the cross is depend up to you. And net, which is the net result, how much you win or how much you lose. Alright, and then we get start into Labouchere. So what you do, you jump into the good table, and you got the table. Then you decide how many chips you're about to win. So for example, if you say like, well, I would like to win like 25 chips, like maybe 25 of the 100 chips, depends, So the betting step, so what you do, you spread the 25 into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for example, I give example, maybe like 2, 3, 5, you know, like take no risk. 10 already, right? 15, another 5, yes. You know, you can do like the betting step up to is absolutely depends on you, up to you, you know. But in total, when you adding up, it have to be 25 or have to be the number that you about to win, you want to win. It's here like, you know, like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, that's that. So how many ships do you about to bet? So how many ship is you adding up the first number and the last number of the sequence. In this case, it's 2 plus 5 is 7. Then you bet 7 ships. The result. So maybe the first case I would like to show you is when you lose like 4 or 5 hands in a row. So I will show you like why I said it's very hard to get your money back when you lose like 4 or 5 hands in a row. Maybe let's start with 4 hands in a row. Alright. So lose. Maybe, you know, like 4 hands in a row. So the net is -7. And when you lose, what you do, you just bring the same sequence, and at the last sequence you adding up the number that you just lose. In this case is 7. You see, you just lose, right? You bring it up it here. And now how many ships you about to bet is the first number and the last number, which is 7. 2 plus 7 is 9. Lose again, so become -16, and the same. And you're adding up the number that you just lose now, which is 9, and the first number, last number 11. 2 plus 9. Lose again, right? So 28. Oh, sorry. 27. Lose again. Oh my goodness. 7 plus 9 plus 11. 11 is come from the number that you just lose. So now how many sheep you about to bet? So 11 plus 2 is 13. Lose again. So now you -40. You see, the reason I said you better to stop at 4 hand or 5 hand, because if you go further than this, you maybe get a big lose. You know, if you speak in terms of investment, like in the stock market or something, they're gonna say cut loose. So for myself, I would cut loss or cut loose. Cut loss doesn't matter. At around 4 or 5 hands, depends on your budget, depends on how you're feeling. You know, depend on your feeling. Absolutely depend on your feeling. You know, because no one know you the best as yourself. You know, you think like 4 hands is too much for me, then you stop at 4 hand. You think 5 hand is too much for you, stop at 5 hand. But for myself, 4. If I were you, if I got like this one, I keep losing like 4 hands in a row, I stop. I move to other table or stop playing that night. Go home. You know. Alright, so let's do something interesting. What if you keep on winning? So the good thing about the Labouchere strategy is if you win like 2 or 3 hands in a row, you can recover your money back quite fast. You know, like I show you. If in this case and you win, right? So this one you lose again. You're adding up 13. Alright, a big one, right? Big lose. And now how many sheep you about to bet is 2, the first number, and last number 15. So now you're gonna be 25. You see, you lose 40, right? Now you win 15, then you just minus 25. And what you do when you win? So what you do when you win is, sorry, okay. So you cut. I'll show you. So what you do, you cut the first number, which is 2, and the last number, which is 13 out. You see, when you win, whenever you win, you cut the first number and the last number. In this case, 2 and 13, and you do the same, which is 3 plus 11 is 14. You get 14 chips, and now you're gonna get your money back a little bit. You win again, right? Then you cut the first number and the last number. Like this. You see? When you win, right? Then you cut the first number and the last number, which is 3 and 11. And now how many chips you about to bet is 14 again. You win again, then you plus 3. You see? Like, so for the Labouchere strategy, if you like win like 3 hands in a row, you're about to make money straight away. Or you win, like, you know, if you lose a lot already and you start winning like 3 hands, 4 hands in a row, you start getting money. But if you know you keep on losing like 4 or 5 hands in a row, I suggest you to stop this strategy. Just go home, or better share the table or go home. Depends on yourself, you know, depend on your budget, depend on the money in your pocket. But for myself, I would say just stop and go home. Or maybe you can, you know, like go to other table, have a look around. If you still keep losing, just go home, you know. Don't break yourself, you know. And now you win again, right? You cut the first number and the last number. Exactly the same. In this case, we already got this one. Alright. So now gonna be 12 chips, which just come from 5 plus 7. Now you're gonna get 15 chips, and then you cut the first number and you cut the last number, and now how many chips you're about to bet is 7. 2 plus 5. In case get you win again. So now you get a 22. And now you cut the first number and the last number, so you're gonna get 3, right? Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. So you cut the first number, which is 2, because you win, right? First number and last number, so you got 3. Now you just hand bet 3 chips, and you win again. So now you're gonna get 25 as what you want. So if you have a look on this one and you say like, okay, so now I think most of you guys like get it, like how to use it on your table, you know. So that's why the first thing I would like to say is, if you keep on losing like 4 or 5 hands in a row, you stop first, you know. You don't think like, oh, you're gonna win the money back soon or something. You have to stop everything, stop thinking, stop everything, and start like think about like, I do something wrong. Do I bet against the dragon, or do I bet against the ping pong, or do I do something wrong, or I'm very bad luck tonight? If something like that, you better stop and go home, take a rest. You know, don't keep playing. If you keep playing, you're gonna lose everything, believe me. Alright, I don't want you to lose everything in your life. So, you know, just it's just a gamble, it's just a game, you know. Don't stick into the table, don't stick into the game. Get yourself out of the game, you know, like just stop it. If you're losing, it's okay, losing, that's it. You have to set your budget first before you sit on the table. You know, like if you got a budget maybe like $1,000 for that night, if you lose like, you know, like almost 1,000 already, I suggest you to stop play. That's it. And someone always told me, you know, like I set the target tonight, I'm gonna get $1,000 profit, and I go home. And all of my friends, every single person that said, every time I got $900, I keep on losing. I don't know why. Or every time I got, you know, like 950, another $50, I got $1,000, I lose. I never get the target. So I don't know why. It's because the magic or something, you know, like why people always not get that target. So what I would suggest you is, if you get a target like maybe $1,000, if you reach like 90% of your 80% to 90% of your target, I suggest you to stop. You know, I don't know why. You know, for example, if you set the target to win like $1,000 for that night, for me, if you get like $800, you better go home. You know, just stop playing. Or you not go home. You know, like walking around. You know, but not bet anymore. You know, stop. Or bet a small bet. That's it. like, oh, you win a lot already, yeah? Go home. All right. And I think that's it for this clip for about the Labouchere in practice. The Labouchere in, I just want to show you about how to use the Labouchere on the Baccarat table. And that's it for today. All the best to you guys. Thanks for your watching. And I think maybe we'll see you next clip, alright? Because of the next one, I'm about to share with you about the betting strategy that doesn't work and some other things else as well. Alright. And so all I'm about to share about the strategy that works and doesn't work from my experience, and about what I think, about my attitude. Like, it's not always true, what I think. Alright. All the best to you guys. See you next time. Bye bye.